So, you want to get your full UK motorcycle license. You've been dreaming about that freedom, right? The open road. But then you looked at the rules, and yeah, it's a bit of a maze. Well, don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to slice through all that jargon and give you a simple, clear roadmap from absolute beginner to a fully licensed rider. Okay, let's get into it.
It really all starts with this feeling, doesn't it? It's the whole reason we want to ride. It's that buzz, that connection with the machine and the road that you just can't get anywhere else. It's that promise of freedom, of adventure, and it hooks you before you've even sat on a bike.
But standing between that dream and the reality is a licensing system that feels, well, like it was designed to be confusing. You've got different categories, different ages, different routes. Honestly, it's enough to make your head spin. So our goal today is simple. We're going to make it all make sense.
Rights. Every single rider in the UK, with just a couple of tiny exceptions, starts their journey in the exact same place. And it's not a test, it's not some big exam, it's your first proper day on a bike, the compulsory basic training, or as everyone calls it, the CBT.
Okay, the most important thing to get your head around with the CBT is that it is not a test. This is so important. It's a day of training. The goal isn't to pass, it's to learn and become safe enough to continue your training out on the road. You can't really fail it. You might just be asked to come back for a bit more training if you're not quite there yet. So all that pressure, just take it off.
So the day itself is basically broken into 4 parts. You'll kick things off in a classroom, then you'll move to a safe off-road area, like a big car park, just to get a feel for the bike. This is where you'll learn the clutch, do some slow speed stuff, and practice your braking. Then comes the really exciting bit, a minimum 2-hour ride on actual public roads with an instructor guiding you through a radio. And if you're safe by the end of all that, you get your DL-196 certificate. That's your ticket to ride on the road with L plates for the next 2 years. And listen, this is probably the most important thing to remember about your CBT. You are going to be a bit rubbish at first. You will stall the bike, you will wobble, you might even drop it trying to do a U-turn. Seriously, everyone does. Your instructor has seen it 1,000 times before. The only difference between people who get their license and those who don't is just the willingness to get back on and try again. That's it.
Okay, so you've got your CBT certificate in hand. Awesome. Now you're at your first major crossroads. The path you take from here to a full license, well, it pretty much all comes down to one thing: how old you are. Let's break down the 2 main ways you can go.
So your path is basically decided by your age. If you're under 24, you're going to be on the progressive access route. Think of it like leveling up in a game, a series of tests on bigger and bigger bikes as you get older. But if you're 24 or over, you can take what's called the direct access scheme, or DES. This is the fast track. You do all your training and tests on a big bike and go straight to that full unrestricted license.
So for you guys under 24, this is what that progressive route looks like. At 16, a CBT lets you ride a moped. At 17, you can take your test for an A1 license and ride a 125 without L plates. Then at 19, you can level up to an A2 license for a more powerful mid-size bike. And then finally, at 21, as long as you've had that A2 for 2 years, you can take your final test for the big one, a full unrestricted A license. Right, so whichever path you're on, before you can take any of the practical tests, there's a hurdle you've got to clear first. It's time to hit the books, or let's be honest, probably the app, for the motorcycle theory test.
Yup, this one is totally non-negotiable. You can't even book your practicals without passing this first. It costs about 23 quid, and it's got 2 parts, some multiple choice questions, and then a hazard perception test where you watch video clips. Honestly, the best way to study is just to get the official DVSA app. Once you pass, that certificate is good for 2 years, which gives you a nice, clear window to get all your practical tests done.
Okay, theory test passed. Now you can book your practical tests, and the first one is Module 1, or Mod 1. This is purely a test of your bike control, and it all happens in a big off-road area, totally away from any traffic.
So these are the maneuvers you're gonna have to do. I know, they look a bit intimidating on paper, especially the U-turn, the emergency stop, and that avoidance swerve. Those are the ones that tend to catch people out. But look, this is what all that training is for. Your instructor will have you practicing these things over and over until you can basically do them in your sleep. It's all about being smooth and confident. So once you've beaten Mod 1, you're on to the final boss, Module 2.
This is the big on-road test. It's just you, the bike, and about 40 minutes out on public roads with an examiner following behind, giving you directions over a radio. This is where you prove you can ride safely out there in the real world.
Now, before you panic, have a look at this number. This is the typical first-time pass rate for the Mod 2 test. And why am I showing you this? It's to let you know that it is perfectly normal not to pass on your first go. It doesn't mean you're a bad rider. It might just mean you had an off day or got some tricky traffic. It just takes the pressure off, you know?
If you want to give yourself the best possible chance of passing, it really helps to know the most common mistakes. Forgetting a critical shoulder check, your instructor will call it a lifesaver, that's pretty much an instant fail. Same goes for bad lane discipline on roundabouts or being way too hesitant. Your instructor is going to drill these points into you because they know exactly what that examiner's looking for. And then you've done it. The CBT, the theory, Mod 1, Mod 2, they're all in the rear-view mirror. The examiner hands you that pass certificate. You have earned your full, unrestricted A license. This is the moment. This is what it was all for. And this is the payoff. No more L plates. You can ride any bike you want, no matter how big or how powerful. You can finally take a passenger for a ride. And you can legally get on the motorways, which opens up the entire country. This is the freedom that you started this whole journey for in the first place.
I just want to leave you with this one last thought. Learning to ride a motorcycle is hard. You will have days where you're frustrated. You'll have moments where you think you just can't do it. But remember, this isn't about being some kind of natural. It's about persistence. It's about showing up for that next lesson, even after a bad one. If you can do that, you will get there. Good luck and ride safe.